I can't express how important it is to keep yourself covered up with sunblock all the time. You'll notice right now my face is probably red. It's because we're out in the sun every single day. I mean, I just want to express to you guys, just always make sure. This is 70. Always make sure that you put this on every single day. I usually just do my face and the top of my hands because I have a full wetsuit on, so it covers my whole body. But if I get my face good and the top of my hands, I'm usually good. I'll tell you anything negative, but a lot of guys that surf, you know, have problems with their skin after a while, so just be conscious of it, keep your skin covered up, and drink a lot of water, and that'll definitely help you guys not get sunburned. If you're surfing a beach break with a sandy bottom, and you find yourself in the shallow part, you know, if you're in water about this deep and you're riding the wave like this, and then the wave either passes you by or whatever, point being it's time for you to get off the board, the best way to fall if you're in shallow water is just to kick the board out and kind of fall on your butt. So I would just kick it out and just fall back like this and try to land on my butt in the water. Unless I feel pretty comfortable, like I can jump off the board and land on the sand. But sometimes people will, if they're in shallow water like this and they jump off the board, they'll roll their ankles or whatever because they hit the hard impact of the sand and then twist their ankles. So if you're in shallow water, you can just kick the board off, fall back, land your back or your butt. Might save your ankle some pain in the future. When you fall, a lot of times obviously you'll be underwater. The safest way to come back up to the surface is to slow yourself down. Main thing is never to panic underwater. You don't ever want to panic. There's a law of non-resistance, which says you put no energy into things that you don't want. So when you're getting tumbled underwater, just relax, let go. Longest I've been surfing for 16 years, the longest I've probably ever been held down is 20 seconds. So as you're being held down, just completely relax, let go. Try to keep your air in your lungs. Wave will usually tumble you around. It's kind of like, it's called the washing machine because you get tumbled, battered. As you're coming back up to the surface, you always want to put your hand up first, because a lot of times the board will be right above your head or the board's still coming down because it was in the air. So whenever I come up back to the surface, I always put my hand up as I'm swimming back up through the water and feel where the board is. So it's not going to come down and whack me right in the head right as I get my head up. If there's somebody behind you and the wave breaks right in front of you, don't just let your board go, because most likely the board's going to hit the person behind you, so make sure you're holding onto your leash. If there's nobody behind you, it's okay just to let the board go and you dive underneath the wave, just by yourself without the board if you don't want to do a turtle roll. Sometimes that's a lot easier for people. Just make sure nobody's behind you because they can get hurt. I've seen it happen a lot of times. You guys, very important in surfing is rip tides. When you're surfing a beach break, a lot of times there's a rip tide, which is a current that'll pull straight from the beach back out to the ocean. And if you're in that area, it'll suck you right out to the ocean. The way to get out of it is to swim parallel to the beach line. So as opposed to trying to swim straight in and get back to the beach, you want to swim parallel to the beach because the rip current's only going straight out. So here's a perfect diagram on the side of the San Diego lifeguard building. This is your beach right here. This diagram's how a rip current will pull you out. See how the arrows go and it leads you straight out to the ocean? It says escape go this way, escape go this way, or other alternate escape routes are right here. So if you're stuck right here, do not try to paddle straight back to the beach because you're not going to get in, because it's like a river going straight out. See this guy right here? He's paddling this way to get around the rip current. Very important information, always paddle parallel to the beach if you're stuck in a rip current. Do not try to swim straight in because it's not going to work and you could get hurt. Keep that in mind, guys, very important. I want to go over with you guys wave priority. This is a big question on a lot of people's lists when they first start surfing because they don't want to get in people's way. A lot of people feel really awkward about being out in the water because they're like, oh, I don't want to get in somebody's way and have somebody get mad at me. If you know the fundamentals of wave priority, then you're not going to get in anybody's way and everything's going to be smooth and peaceful. This guy paddling on the peak, just dropping in. He's going to go right because that's the way the wave's breaking. Now if you look outside, you see how there's 3 people paddling? Now there's only 2. They all missed it, but whoever would have been closer to the breaking part of the wave, whoever would have been right next to the breaking part of the wave would have had position on the wave. So they have priority. So people farther away from the breaking part of the wave should not drop in on that person. This is where the wave is breaking right here, okay? All this right here, this is already the part of the wave that's already broken, okay? This is the face of the wave. This whole part right here, this is the face. The face of the wave is the unbroken part of the wave. So this part of the wave hasn't broken yet, okay? This part's all broken. This is already crashed down, right? That represents right here. This is already broken. In surfing, the main goal is to ride the face of the wave because that's where you do all the tricks, okay? right where the wave, the closest part to the face where it's not broken yet, right here, this is called the peak. Okay? Down here, on the open face of the wave, this is called the shoulder. Shoulder of the wave, okay? Whichever guy is closest to the peak, the breaking part of the wave, has priority. So if there's two guys out here, say we got a guy right here, he's already surfing on his board, right? And then you got a guy over here that wants to paddle in on his board. He's paddling. This guy does not have priority. This guy has priority because he's closer to the breaking part of the wave. So if this guy was to paddle in and take off and go this way on the wave, he'd be snaking the guy who was already surfing. It's called snaking in surfing. If you drop in on somebody on the shoulder, you snake them, and you don't want to do that because that creates obviously agitation between people. People like to ride waves by themselves. So if you remember in your mind, whoever is closer to the breaking part of the wave has priority, then you'll be straight the whole time, and then you'll never snake anybody. So hopefully that helps you guys out. Okay guys, so surfing you can either be regular or goofy foot. I'm regular, so when I surf, my left foot is forward, my right foot is back. If I was goofy foot, my right foot would be forward and my left foot would be back. It's something that comes naturally to you, and we're going to show you a test to test whether you're regular or goofy if you don't know. So, Jesse's going to come out and help us here. This is Jesse, right? If any of you guys know him, professional snowboarder.
13.
This is actually the snowboard test. They use this, and we also use it for surfing. So if he just puts his back towards me like this, he's not supposed to know what I'm doing, and I push him like this, he's throwing his right foot forward. Automatically, that's the way his body pulls, so he's goofy foot. If he was to push me, I'd throw my left foot forward. That would mean I'm regular foot. So that's your test. You want your leash always to go on your back foot. So if you're regular, your leash is going to go on your right foot. If you're goofy, it's going to go on your left foot. So you guys can do your regular / goofy test and then get out in the water. You're good to go.